One of the hymns for Holy Week in Voices United. One I was going to suggest for the bulletin this week, but I couldn't find a YouTube video to link to it. It's called number 137, The Love That Clothes Itself in Light. I'm going to read some of the words. The love that clothes itself in light stands naked now, despised, betrayed, receiving blows to face and head from hands that love itself has made. Love helpless comes to Calvary, rejected, scorned, and crucified. Love hangs in shame and dies alone, but love abased is glorified. Though love is lost, love finds us here. Though love is absent, love remains. Where love is finished, love begins. Love is dead. Love lives and reigns. Whatever else the Good Friday story is, and it's a variety of things for a variety of people, I think it's a love story. A tragic love story at this point, as we reach what appears to be the climax. But it's a love story. I believe Jesus goes to the cross because of love. Now, many people, when they say something like that, they have in mind visions of Jesus going to the cross to pay the price for sinfulness, to absorb our payment. That's not what I mean. That is an ancient understanding of the cross. That Jesus dies to pay price for our sin. I don't hold to that. I think it's a love story because of words I find in John's Gospel. For God so loves the world. The whole story of Jesus is because God so loves the world. We call the story we tell today the Passion story. And it's passionate. It's deep. But I call it passionate for another reason. Because it's that love. It's Jesus showing how committed he is to God's vision of the world. To God's view of how the world could be. To what he's willing to do. It's love. We know we need love in the world. In one of the letters of John, 1 John I believe it is, we're told that perfect love casts out all fear. On the face of it, that doesn't seem to go with today's story. Because today's story, it appears fear wins. It appears that the forces of fear and despair and death have won today. Because love lies hanging on a cross. It is finished. It is finished. Hear him cry. So gave an anthem that our choir sang quite often when I was growing up. But it's still a love story. Not all love stories are roses and candlelight. Not all love stories have happy endings. This one might, yet. But love pushes us to do. Love pushes us to give of ourselves. That's why it's a love story. Jesus loves the world. Jesus loves God's vision of the world that he's unwilling to compromise. And so he annoys the people who have power. And they have him arrested. And they have him tried. And they have him executed. But even on the cross, he doesn't change who he is. He doesn't change his love for God's created world. All the Gospels agree on that. It's a love story. It's a love story. There's another hymn, number 154. It's called, Why Has God Forsaken Me? Mystery shrouds our life in death, but we need not be afraid. For the mystery's heart is love, God's great love, which Christ displayed. In the world today, in the world this week, this month, there is much fear. It seems that fear wins. Certainly it wins if you believe my newsfeed. I've stopped reading it every day. But faith tells us love wins. For the mystery is love. At the heart of it all is love. Love which leads us to sacrifice our social life. All this social distancing we've been doing, this isolation, we haven't been doing it out of fear. In the end, we've been doing it out of love. We've been sacrificing out of love for our neighbors. The story of faith is a story of love. And sometimes love is exposed on a cross. Because Jesus loves the world. Jesus loves God's vision of how the world could be so much that he refuses to capitulate, refuses to compromise, no matter the price. Let us love each other, even if it means we give up something of ourselves. Amen.